All on KFC, tall like a tree that get climbed. Got a couple comments, hashtag blessed nutties, cause I'm fly like a jet. They gon' be surprised when they see I made this beat, baby.
Hi, everyone. Time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. I'll be joined by Greg Anthony, Tim Legler, and we'll be hearing from our reporter, Allie LaForce, in the sidelines as well. Last outing for Phoenix, the loss to the Warriors in San Francisco. Nash with no one around. Vancouver pulls it in. And when we look at this Suns team, Tim, over the last few seasons, what's the first word that comes to mind for you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say underachievement. You think back to 2021, 2 wins away from an NBA title. They made some swing for the fences type of decisions, and, well, it just didn't pan out.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Steve Nash making his last shot. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. Here's Jordan. Here's Robinson. And here's George for 3. The rebound by Young.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
And sometimes that's all you need to do to force that miss. Well, what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
Man. And out of bounds as Vancouver gains possession.
Not sure what exactly happened there. It didn't look like they were on the same page.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Antetokounmpo looking over the floor. The 3 from KD. Robinson pulls it in. Outside for George. And here's Nash outside. That one's a miss. His third shot of the game. He's made one of them.
That's a tough start for them offensively. Now just 1 for 5 from the field. They've got to find their groove.
He takes it in. From the arc. A second chance effort. Jordan outside. 6 to shoot. And the dunk by Jordan.
Yeah, it's like he just keeps going up and up. Limitless vertical for MJ.
Pass to Durant. Over George. It's deflected. And so it looks like Vancouver will retain possession here. 4 on the clock. Here's Young. Outside for Durant. Lets the three fly. Gets that one to fall after missing his first two. 1 for 3 from the field.
And for Durant, it's just that simple. Get the ball and shoot it.
Now here's Nash. Antetokounmpo pulls it in.
Just hasn't been his night so far, and if he's unable to find his rhythm, this might be a long night for them.
Here's Mikan. Off with the layup. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Suns. And timeout called by Jordan Ott. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. Both teams deciding to change it up. Suns trail by 3. Wade outside. The kick out to Tatum. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Oh, great patience from Tatum there, not allowing the shot clock to rush him while he finds his spot.
Hey, Greg, kind of a combo forward. Tatum at 6'8", more than capable of playing up at the power forward position.
And that's where he's mostly played the last few seasons, and his rebounding is more than just serviceable. Credit him for the strength he's added over his career.
Now here's Payton. Devin Booker missing his last shot. Here's Marion. Knocks down the 3 ball. Marion's got 5 points so far.
And it's huge when Marion is making his threes. Really opens up this offense.
Vancouver leading by 6. To the middle. He's looking for Russell. And finds it. That one goes in.
Did a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
And Wade slams it in.
And the power of Dwayne Wade on display. Rare for a 2-guard.
Now, here's Payton. Hasn't made one yet.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tracy McGrady. That is his first foul of the game. There's 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Wade. And Wade slams it in.
And Wade to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Now, here is McGrady. Here's Payton. Russell trying to free himself up. Payton, that's good.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Here's Wade. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Takes an incredible amount of...
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for Vancouver.
So far, they've moved the ball well, leading to open, high-percentage looks. Lots of assists in this one.
And you can't overlook what they've done in the paint as well. A huge part of their success in this one.
And slam dunk by Jordan.
And we've seen it. He can do this all game. Jordan with a great burst there to get the finish.
There's the triple from Durant.
3-point field goal.
And one way players look to expand their game, adding counter moves to keep defenders off balance. Greg, what was something you added that really gave defenders pause?
You know, the snatch back pull up, you know, using your speed to kind of get the defender going downhill. and then you slam on the brakes and just create that separation to then go into attack mode.
Jordan wide open from beyond the arc and then some. Jordan's got 7 points in the game. Oh, that was amazing!
Oh, my goodness!
An amazing athlete. The length, speed, Giannis is borderline impossible to guard when he is playing downhill.
In transition, here comes Vancouver. It's blocked. Pass to Johnson. Inside.
Unbelievable!
And that one is stuffed right through.
Most players would give anything for that kind of vertical.
But he's not giving it away. He wants to keep it all for himself.
Now, it is something special to be born with that kind of verticality.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Nash outside. With the drive. And he banks in the layup. Nash has got his second basket of the night.
And you got to like how creative Nash is driving inside. A quick-footed guard who just kind of slices through the D and picks his spots.
Vancouver making a switch here. Here's Antetokounmpo. That's where Giannis wants the ball.
Assisted by.
And this is where you feed Giannis. The closer he is, the more dangerous he becomes.
It's all about Antetokounmpo. Outside Roy. Robinson with the block.
And clearing the deck, the Admiral, his length and reaction time, so impressive.
Roy, that's a two-pointer. And it's Antetokounmpo picking up the assist. Roy's got the lead up to 8 now for Vancouver. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Shot clock at 5. The three from Tatum. Vancouver pulls it in.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And players avoid taking mid-range shots these days. It's almost like the threes are easier for players to get.
And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. George with the bucket.
Well, if you create shots for him, Paul George is going to knock him down all night long.
And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Both teams will make substitutions. Vancouver leading by 5.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
McGrady outside. Here he goes. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Like the size McGrady has inside. Fantastic at kind of angling his body there for the interior shot.
Here's Tatum. And out of bounds as Vancouver gains possession.
18 ball.
.135 left to play here in the half. Here's McGrady. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Here's Wade. Sweet move. Wade inside.
And you got to like the touch there from Wade inside. A polished interior scorer who knows how to get to his sweet spot.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Hey, guys. Jason Tatum keeping the main thing. He said there are players that get caught up in the lifestyle, and they choose that over the game. The money is a plus, yes, but I truly love the game because I love basketball, not for the things that come with it. Back over to you.
You'll love to hear it. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report. And Adebayo throws it down.
What separates Adebayo from other bigs in this league is his agility, and that really shows up in pick-and-roll action.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Sidney Moncrief on the wing. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on David Robinson.
Yeah, and consistency is the name of the game for Moncrief. Anytime you play him, you're in for a night of all-around basketball.
He doesn't get the second one.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
They're going to have to be very patient right here. Let's see how it plays out.
Wade on the wing. Over Marion. And it's Vancouver heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Back to the action in just a minute. And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Here's Jordan. Launches a 3. Giannis grabs the miss. And here's Giannis. He'll bring it up for Vancouver. 7-point differential. No good on that one. On offense, here are the Suns. Lots of room. It's rebounded by Mikan.
Well, that's a look you rarely see him miss.
Durant. The wing jumper off target. Driving inside.
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it. Robinson with the block.
That's 3 straight misses to start the second half. Not what they wanted.
And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. Vancouver shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
Such a unique player. Kevin Durant, pure shooter, incredibly skilled, all at nearly 7 feet tall.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Steve Nash. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Releases from 15.
Yeah, it's been a tough game for him with his shooting. Fortunately, the rest of the team has picked him up, and they have the lead.
Buries the long-range jumper.
Well, that's just a veteran understanding how to play. Paul George knowing exactly where to go with the ball.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. Giannis drives in. The basket good off the assist from Durant. And that's now 6 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now Nash. And here is Robinson. Shot clock at 6. Tries from 16. Outside for George. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Nash up on top. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
2nd personal foul.
When you think about elite offensive players, Tim, what's one area that can really put them over the top and into a completely different category?
I think it's those guys that have a willingness to move without the basketball. If you have a willingness to run and cut and respace, it's going to create a lot of problems for a defense.
Has that even become more of a thing now as you watch these high-octane space and pace type offenses?
There is no question it's become something that's a priority for teams now, and I also think the ingenuity of these young coaches creates a better flow offensively if you're willing to run without the basketball.
That's terrific. Vancouver leading by 6. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. to KD. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Steve Nash. And that'll be his third foul so far.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Here's Roy. Yep, that one goes in there. Roy's got the lead up to 8 now for Vancouver.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Wade surveying the D. Wade on the attack. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
So quick with that first step. Wade finds a lane there and exploits it for the deuce.
2 minutes remaining.
Back to Roy. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Substitution on the court.
Here's McGrady. Down low. Russell. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That's on Dwayne Wade. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Vancouver.
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
And the relentless pace has really taken a toll on the opposition.
The delicate touch from the crafty swingman. Tatum continues to add to his arsenal offensively.
A shot by McGrady, no good. Suns trail by 6. And here's Booker. Wade outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And such a nice move to make the basket work. Wade's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And this is why they continue to feed Wade, because when he flips that switch, there's just no stopping it.
Well, that was a great challenge at the rim and a difficult adjustment to make.
That one drops for him. Now just a 2-point Vancouver lead.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Yeah, there's really been an uptick in intensity. Just look at the way these guys are battling on the glass and for loose balls.
Wade throws it down. If the official calls the foul, it may be a 3-point play. It's going to be on Gary Payton.
And the grown man strength of Wade powering his way through the contact.
That one misses for Wade. Durant inside. Lays it up off the glass. Durant's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Anytime KD gets that look, it's a great possession for this team.
Booker outside. Fires the 3. The basket good off the assist from Wade. Booker's got 9. And at the close of the 3rd quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. It's Vancouver. They're up by 1. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Moncrief, El Cid with it. And Young, here we go. Out to the right wing.
And that's one way to end up in the highlights.
Well, I've seen some crazy things, and that is right up there.
Pass to Russell. Young in the corner. Fires the 3. Hits the 3-point bomb.
3-point field goal.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball game.
Booker looking around. Here's Kirilenko. Back to Booker. Pocket 6. Fires top of the key. And it's Russell with the rebound. Vancouver leading by 4. And there's the call on Devin Booker. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
So both teams making some changes here.
Substitution on the court.
We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Young. And it's Phoenix's ball. Nash outside. There's the pick to the inside. Off on the layup.
Well, the defense did just enough to force that miss because he is a good finisher.
Got a piece of it. And so it looks like Vancouver will retain possession here. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Here's KD. Can't hit the step-back jump shot. Suns trail by 4. Nash with the bucket.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
KD with it. Robinson picks him up. Here's KD. And again, it's Vancouver missing.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Nice shot by Jordan.
There's a velocity and intensity to Jordan, but he also has the finesse and skill.
And the timeout called here by Tyronn Lue. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. Vancouver making a switch here. And now Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
During that last break, Coach Tyronn Lue had some advice for the team. He applauded their shooting and their shot selection, saying, "We're taking the right threes, not forcing anything. Keep doing that, and they'll continue to fall." Makes the game easy, doesn't it?
Thank you once again, Allie. There's a screen by Robinson. Here's Nash. And it's sent back by Russell. And so Payton will bring it up for Vancouver. They lead by 1. Robinson with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That went off Robinson. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Stolen by George. And it's Nash in the corner. George looking over the floor. And there's the call on Durant. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Outside George. 5 to shoot. Jordan fires.
And the glove in action, overwhelming the shooter with his quickness and then sharp defensive instincts.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Nash with it. Outguarded by Giannis. Michael Jordan. Jordan from distance.
Well, controlling your heart rate in big moments like this is something that coaches talk about, and this guy can do it.
And Tyronn Lue calls timeout. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. And Vancouver with the possession here. A 2-point game. Payton inside.
Bumping, battling down low. Gary Payton is more than comfortable in those situations.
That free throw, no good.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. And Gary Payton is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And timeout called by Jordan Ott. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guy.
minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Feet away. Russell with the rebound. Young inside. Marion outside. Shakes him. Oh, the slam dunk.
And Marion finishes with strength there, demonstrating how athletic he is with that dunking ability.
Jordan.
Right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And he ends up making the second, and that gives them the lead.
They're ahead, but if they don't get a stop here, that free throw could prove critical.
Antetokounmpo. And it's blocked. And here we go. George! Three! Good!
And Paul George coming through in the clutch. He's a veteran, and he showed great poise in the biggest moment.
There is no question Antetokounmpo is a star in this league. This team trusts him to make the big shot.
.51 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Wade fires. 6 on the shot clock. Robinson. Rebounded by Antetokounmpo. And stolen by Jordan. And here we go. Suns running again. Here's Wade.
Play by Wade. The defender fouls him, but he still is able to get his shot off.
And timeout called by Jordan Ott. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. That's off as well, so he misses both.
You know, I don't believe in the word choke, but to come away empty right there is brutal. This game would have been over.
Played outside. That'll count! And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And now we get set for overtime in what has been a stirring contest. Tim, at one point, your dream was to play professional baseball. Why did you switch?
Kevin, it really came down to this. Hit a growth spurt when I was 14 years old, and I decided to go try this basketball thing that first year in high school. As it turns out, what I fell in love with, I didn't need anybody else to get better. I had an insatiable work ethic. It lent itself to hours and hours on the basketball court by myself.
That is such an interesting perspective. Now Durant. Durant raising up.
There is no limit to what KD can do scoring the basketball.
And timeout called by Jordan Ott. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Suns Houston team.
Changing it up here. The Suns trailing. Wade outside. It misses. Here's Vancouver with the ball. Antetokounmpo. And that one is good.
And his athleticism comes through in all kinds of ways. You've got to be nimble to make moves like Giannis.
Wade. Got it to go off the glass.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
Here's Durant. They set the pick. And he misses the J. There's a minute 40 left to play in OT, and this battle continuing. Tatum from three.
Watch out. Tatum's going to stretch the defense all over the place if he's knocking down threes from the corner.
Good on the first, and that ties the game up. And so making both free throws, that'll give them the lead here.
And that was huge right there. Just as cool as he could be. And he's been clutch at the line there in a very tense moment.
Takes the three. The three goes down.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
We thought this might be the case coming in. Not a lot of defense out there right now.
Young outside, driving to the basket.
And sometimes as a point guard, you gotta take things into your own hands.
Yeah, right. It's okay to be selfish when you have a chance like that.
Well, that's an explosive move right there, and it was perfectly timed.
Jordan with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Just 5 on the clock. For three. No good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Durant feeling it out a bit. He nails the jump shot.
Remember that one. Guys, a difference maker.
What a big-time shot. Those are the moments you dream about as a kid.
And timeout called by Jordan Ott. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. In terms of strategy here, any thoughts?
Big chance here to tie it with a bucket.
Well, there's no room for error here. They need to draw up something that they can execute quickly.
Puts one up from 19. Right side, Jordan. It's in.
Well, his scoring ability is why this game is all tied up. A few more key possessions like that, and they could start to pull away.
And Tyronn Lue calls timeout. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. Stolen by Nash. And so we are tied again at the end of overtime. Now we're headed to overtime number 2. Can't stop now. We're ready for another extra period. What a game of basketball this has been. Now, here is Young. Now, Antetokounmpo. Here's George. Durant with the steal. And it misses. Got a piece of it. It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, that'll give him something to think about.
Jordan. Oh, that is a big-time jam.
It's just one of those nights where Jordan can do no wrong offensively. And let's talk about the endurance to go along with it. Wow.
And Tyronn Lue calls timeout. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Now Durant.
And just using that length to his full advantage. Durant draws the foul, and we know what usually happens when he steps to the line.
And both free throws good for Durant.
Phoenix timeout.
And this situation, this is exactly who you want at the line.
And timeout called by Jordan Ott. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. And so it's Wade. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. Into the lane. Wade muscling it up and in.
Oh, bouncing off the coverage so gracefully. Wade excels at maintaining that concentration on the drive.
That one drops. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the second overtime of quite a heated game. Launches it. He drills the three.
When you can shoot over the top of people and hit a high percentage from out there, you are in rare company.
Outside Durant. Durant hits. Dueling three-pointers.
So when you need a bucket, he's your guy.
Outside Jordan. Now Wade. 6 to shoot. Takes it inside. Robinson outside. Missed on the three. Here's Vancouver with the ball. Antetokounmpo. Now Young. The first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. Both teams will make substitutions. So neither attempt will fall that time frame. It's thrown by Antetokounmpo. Robinson with the block. And they're able to recover. Screen by Young. 5 on the clock. Going inside. And there's the dunk.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
And timeout called by Jordan Ott. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. And talking about the approach now, what are they looking at?
Big chance here to tie it with a bucket.
Well, there's no room for error here. They need to draw up something that they can execute quickly.
And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
And Tyronn Lue calls timeout. Pivotal moment in this game. He's not taking any chances. He'll call time. the steal. For the win. And the three misses. So it's Vancouver picking up the win. The double overtime game can really take its toll on the players, and after this one, the official...
And welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. With Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce is our reporter. And Vancouver starts out with the ball. And Young slams it in.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
And coming into this game, Grant, is it fair to say this feels like it should be a blowout?
Well, on paper, that would be the assumption. But, B.A., this is why we play the games. Anything can happen, and any team can pull off an upset.
Now here's Jordan. And that one no good to start off the night. High post Young. Antetokounmpo, left side. And it's good. 2 points.
Superb initiative from Antetokounmpo. I mean, that may be something we overlook, but being able to take that initiative allows him to be a real menace when he's rolling to the rim after a pick.
And the basket by Nash.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Durant. And he drives in. Oh, can't get it. Misses his first attempt. Here's Jordan. And then he packs it down right over Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Michael Jordan, MJ. It really doesn't get much better than this.
Here's Young. That three's off the mark. From going to the finals in 2021 to missing the playoffs last season, Grant, things have not gone according to plan for the Suns.
Well, you know, B.A., they followed that trip to the finals with a 64-win season. But then they went all in on the big three of Booker, Durant, and Beal. And that just didn't yield the results they'd hoped for.
Durant. It's hauled in by the Suns. Here's Jordan. Out to the right wing. Off target from three-point range. Outside Young. He takes it in. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
I just love his approach coming into tonight. Focused and aggressive.
From deep, Jordan. And it falls for him. He's hit 3 of his first 4 attempts.
And their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Robinson. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. And out of bounds, Vancouver will have it. Adebayo sets a screen. And again, it's Vancouver missing.
Really good shot contest there. It made it tough for the shooter.
Outside Booker. Pass to Wade. Just 4 to shoot. The shot. Russell with the rebound.
It can be tough to find space in the mid-range area. Probably should have passed that one up.
Here's McGrady. After missing his first attempt, now 1 for 2.
The ball handling of T-Mac, really impressive. Watching him play, this guy is a thing of beauty. Puts a lot of time into his ball handling, you can tell.
And Booker puts up a deep 3. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Adebayo. And finished off by Adebayo.
Oh, Adebayo's an aggressive player who plays with passion. Have to as an undersized center in this league. Clean look from mid-range. Coach will probably want to run that play again.
McGrady. And it's Vancouver with another.
He knows he can get his shot anytime he wants, and he also knows he has the green light.
Wade drives in. Oh, there's a killer 2-hand slam.
Boy, explosive take that time by Wade. Charging inside and taking off for the slam. Big time work there.
Pass to Russell. Here's McGrady. And it's Vancouver with another. A chance to go 2 for 1.
And you really must play this just right.
It's Booker on the wing. Hits the trifecta.
You see the level of confidence Booker possesses. Outstanding off the catch.
Pass to Marion. Beyond the arc. Offensive board. Here's Moncrief. Second chance shot. That shot missing.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. The Suns on top, up 3. We've got more in store for you right after this. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Suns.
You know, right from the start, it seemed they got hot from three-point range, pulling apart the defense and racking up the points, too.
And another thing they've done is look to shoot from the mid-range often. So far, it's really paying off for them.
Now here's Jordan. The shot, no good. Pass to Roy. Here's Mikan. Takes the 3. Sinks the tray. Mikan's got his first 3 points of the game.
Impressive offensive versatility for big. He can show you a variety of looks. And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Vancouver moving the ball around. They set the pick. Here's Durant. And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Vancouver.
They've been in rhythm from the in-between area, just keeping things simple and taking what the D gives them.
And, you know, in no time at all, they've also started finding points inside, already taking apart that interior defense.
Here's Jordan. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. Jordan's got 9.
Once Jordan gets inside with the rock, it's practically all over. He's that consistent at close range.
Outside Durant. Antetokounmpo outside. Shot clock at 6. Giannis driving in. And there it is for him. Antetokounmpo's got his second basket on the night.
And you know, Giannis gets to the basket in a nanosecond. He feels like nobody can stop him.
Here's Jordan. And count it. Now 5 for 7.
And you like the balance here, not just falling in love with the 3 ball.
Here's Payton. And he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
And you know, in this quarter, they've really brought up their shooting percentage.
Anytime your field goal percentage is in the high 50s, partner, you're doing something right.
Here's Nash. And here's Jordan. 11 points in the game. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hit the shot and will go to the line. Both teams will make substitutions. And he'll be shooting his first free throw. Free throw's good. Jordan. Well, Clark, for a while there, it looked like the center position might be going extinct. Not so fast, though.
Well, you've seen Embiid and Jokic win MVPs recently. It's a skills game for sure, but size always helps.
So it's Phoenix now. Vancouver making their last shot. Puts it up. Nash misses.
Letting him have that from mid-range. Defense dodged the bullet there.
And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
And, you know, Peyton enjoys toying with the defense, including finding ways to get them to foul.
That free throw, no good. The Suns making a switch here. And he's good on the second. And he nails the third.
Yeah, they're really cashing in more at the line here in the second quarter.
Definitely, that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Pass to Kirilenko. The putback. Controls the rebound and the putback.
And, you know, Thurman is a dominant rebounder. He hits the glass with a lot of force.
Now here's Peyton.
You're not going to be perfect. For the most part, they've really taken care of the ball. And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
Now here's Booker. Pass to Thurman. To the paint. Here's Middleton. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
That was really a platinum-level effort from Middleton. I mean, crafty in how he carved out room for himself on the interior.
And it's Antetokounmpo with the miss. And so it's Phoenix with it. It's Booker on the wing. Wide open. Vancouver with a rebound. Pass to Moncrief. Adebayo sets a screen. Down low. Vancouver moving the ball around. Here's Antetokounmpo. Here's Marion. Back to Adebayo. Work it inside. Adebayo.
From role player to all-star, Adebayo has made the leap. Why? Effort plays like that.
Here's Booker. And the layup is good. Booker's got 5 now.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Now here's Adebayo. Back to Young. There's 31 seconds left in the second period. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. For 3, Booker. Here's Kirilenko. Another shot. Middleton outside. Goes back up. On the take. It's good. Middleton's got 4 points now in the quarter. Here's Antetokounmpo. And he can't get that one. And that'll do it for the first half. This game is tied. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Phoenix, 32.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Here's Nash. And he banks in the layup.
Absorbing contact well inside. Nash is a competitive guy and is able to find ways to score even against tough defense.
Now here's Durant. Pass to Young. With the drive. It's hauled in by Nash.
When you do moves like that and you miss, you know you're going to hear it from your coaches and your teammates.
Jordan goes in.
Watching Jordan take it to the rim, I love it, man. Looking determined to at least force the defense to foul.
And these will be his second and third shots at the line here. And both free throws good for Jordan. Vancouver with the ball. 4-point game. Here's Antetokounmpo. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. There's the triple. Here's George. George draws the double. And a bit of a battle for the ball, and the officials signal a jump ball here. Outside Durant. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Well, that's the kind of pressure Durant puts on the defense. I mean, you just can't sit back and let him do what he wants to. Body up on him, even if you may risk a foul.
It's not luck that he's so steady at the line. It's through repetition and hard work.
Screen by Durant. Oh, the defense just making it easy for...
Excellent release in the pick and roll that time by Durant. He's developed a nice feel for the game.
Here's Jordan. And Durant with the block. Young with it. Give him 8 points now. And count it. Now 5 for 7.
When it's this close, every bucket matters. You need good looks.
Driving to the basket. And that one is stuffed right through.
Oh, man. He got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need to break this one open.
And I like it. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in there, but for me, I don't mind a little extra.
And that one's good by Durant.
Poetry in motion, such a smooth stroke. You assume when Durant lets it go, that three ball's going down.
And so the timeout by Jordan Ott here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. So both teams making some changes here. Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. There's a screen. Pass to Johnson. Oh, they get a hand on it. Payton with a steal. Inside. Vancouver moving the ball around. Durant surveying the D. Rebounded by Johnson.
Give the defense credit there. Normally, that's 2 points.
Some solid defense from Russell. Vancouver leading by 3. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, Jason Tatum talked about his development since coming into the league, and he said earlier, I was playing the game just to play the game instead of thinking it. It's tough when you're younger. You just want everything to happen so fast, but it doesn't work like that. Brian?
He's come a long way. All right, Allie, thank you.
That's his shot, and one I'm sure he wants back.
You know, Grant, for all his competitive nature, Tatum has a pretty calm demeanor. You appreciate that?
Yes, indeed. As a team leader, a father, a role model, and a professional, you can't ask for much better than Jason Tatum. He is the real deal.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Wade. Vancouver with a rebound. Outside Durant. Outside Payton. Into the lane. And there's the whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Challenging the defense on the drive. Payton does a really good job drawing the whistle on that attempt.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight. And the second free throw is good. Suns trail by 4. Here's Wade. Takes it inside. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Boy, Wade doing all he can to help his team. What a fearless competitor.
That one misses. Vancouver leading by 3. Here's Moncrief. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Up and in on the layup.
And Moncrief shoots a really high percentage because he takes good shots. Very selective with the shots he takes.
Outside Tatum. Pass to Wade. Going inside. Suns keep it alive. An open look for Booker. Comes up empty from 19 feet out. Here's Marion. Here's McGrady. Here's Russell. Oh, my goodness!
Disrespectful. Doesn't believe in soft finishes. The big fella's all about power.
Here's Wade. From 13. Russell with the rebound. Here's Vancouver. They're on a 14-3 run. And the ball out of play. The Suns will have it. Both teams deciding to change it up. And Booker's got the ball here for the Suns. They trail by 7. Now Jordan. He's got 16. Pure from three-point range.
3 points.
Jordan's got 5 points in the quarter.
He is certainly a dominant player, Michael Jordan. When he's in the zone, unstoppable. It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. We're much better off making him go to the line.
These are his first free throws of the game. And he knocks down the first one. Both shots good from the strike. Now here's Jordan. He got it up. And so it's Vancouver with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. And it's mostly due to their superb
42.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. Vancouver leading by 6. On the wing, Durant. And the foul called on Paul George. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul. Into the lineup for your Vancouver team. Number 10.
Antetokounmpo outside. Nice move. Against contact. Giannis stays strong.
Boy, the added work in the weight room for Giannis coming into play there. I mean, you got to send an army to try to stop this guy.
George outside. Pass to Robinson. And here's Jordan. 6 on the shot clock. And then he packs it down right over Giannis Antetokounmpo.
George, so sweet to watch in the air. What a treat.
About 1 minute played here in the fourth quarter. Here's Moncrief. Outside Durant. Over George. Ooh, nice D from George. Suns trail by 6. Pass to Jordan. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Good D by Antetokounmpo. Vancouver leading by 6. Now here's Durant. Oh, sweet move. And it's slammed in by Durant.
Durant has definitely been on one tonight, knocking down shots for himself at a high rate.
Ooh, took him no time at all to get that one. Jordan's got 23.
When the defense gives you room, take it. Don't pass up the shot.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. Here's Moncrief. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Good decision making. Scopes the situation, puts the pass right on the mark.
And Jordan Ott decides to call timeout. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan. So both teams changing it up here. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to the Suns coach address his team. He was very upbeat and positive, saying to his guys, let's go, let's go. I want you guys to up the pace. Look to push the ball up the floor whenever you can. They cannot stop us in transition. Let's see how the team responds. Guys?
And Allie, thank you for that. Screen by Antetokounmpo. To the inside. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
Giannis is a monster around the rim. Too easy there.
Here's Nash. 16 feet out. Ooh, the shot misses.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Here's Moncrief. Now Antetokounmpo. Tosses it up. Oh, it's off.
The defensive breakdown gives him a wide open look, but he can't take advantage.
It's off.
I understand why he took the shot. They need the points, but that's just not a good look.
Got a piece of it. And the Suns pushing it up now. Yes, sir! We saw it coming. He left no room for error.
Smart read by Nash that time on defense, using his quickness to come up with that steal and ignite the break.
And timeout called by Ty Lue, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Oh, the slam off a fantastic lead pass. What a play.
He may not be the biggest center in the league, but he sure can jump.
And the timeout called here by Jordan Ott. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here. Oh, that's a man on a mission right there. Oh, off target from downtown. Suns trail by 6. Tatum! It's good from beyond the arc.
And Tatum has been in these situations before. He's reliable when it comes to stepping up in big moments.
Now Durant. Oh, what a jam! Holding nothing back.
Well, Durant knows the team looks to him for this. These kinds of moments, the intensity of the moment, never rallies.
Yes, sir, with the 3.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Here we go, one-on-one. And that misses. That would have put him up.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Now Young. Pocket 6. Jacks up a 3. And rebounded by Tatum. And Tatum's got the ball here for the Suns. Oh, the long ball, no good. And they committed an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
Getting a little desperate at this stage. I mean, clock's the big factor.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
And timeout called by Ty Lue. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. Young. Antetokounmpo outside. Both hands there for a little extra.
In a game this tight and this late, that level of defense is money.
And how about the finish there? The rise up for the slam. That might put this game out of reach.
Well, you know, it certainly swings the energy and the momentum in one team's favor. That's basically a 4 or 5.
Boy, these teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters. Now we're headed to overtime. This one should be fun.
We all know about Michael's offensive prowess, okay? But he's incredible defensively as well. He works hard at that end, and that's rare for a star.
And both free throws good for Jordan. And here is Antetokounmpo. A big-time flush by Giannis.
And you know, the way Giannis Antetokounmpo moves in the pick and roll is tough for the defense. I mean, there's no way really to match his size and skill set.
Here's Nash. 6 to shoot. The 19-footer. And he gets the jumper to fall.
Robinson's game is so refined. I mean, he just knows to move the ball when his shot isn't there. That's just good, smart basketball.
And Ty Lue has called a timeout. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. Up top, Young. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Robinson.
Substitution for the Suns.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Oh, he leaves no question.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, PA.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
And the timeout called here by Jordan Ott, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. Here's Wade. Ooh, poked away. Now Young with a steal. Well, overtime basketball, about a minute and a half played. Antetokounmpo outside. Just 5 on the clock. Durant. A thunderous two-hander with authority.
No stage too big for KD. If you need a basket, he's your man.
Driving inside. Oh, unanswered slam.
BA, I'm not sure he should be flaunting around the rim like that with this game so close.
Oh, it's risky, but it sure did look good.
I can't fault the guy for adding a little flavor to things. I'm fine even if he'd have missed it. I don't mind taking a chance to spruce it up a little bit.
Talk about stepping up in a big way.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Him, and that's how you get it to go inside.
It's very difficult to slow him down defensively, especially when you have communication problems.
Antetokounmpo. Oh, he goes to the glass with that one.
And in addition to his great talent, Antetokounmpo has the reputation of being an outstanding leader as well. He's a clutch player who demands the ball in these situations. You love that.
And Jordan Ott decides to call timeout. And Coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. And looking at the options here, what do you think is being discussed?
A chance to tie it up here. A critical possession, no doubt. We'll see what they draw up.
Phoenix making a switch here. Jordan with it. Drives to the hoop. He launches. Booyah! He sinks the triple.
Late here in the quarter, they still have a foul to give.
And Ty Lue has called a timeout. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. How do you think this is going to play out?
It's always interesting to see what play a coach has saved for a situation like this.
And we call those ATOs, or plays run after a timeout. They often make the difference in the game.
Now Young. 20 feet out. So a close game sees Phoenix taking this one. They escape with the W, even though they needed a few extra minutes to pull it off.
And both teams gave their all. But when it came down to overtime, it was about who had more determination.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
Got money, cause I paid the car.